Hey everyone, I'm Leo Young, and are you a YouTuber, an influencer, or a content creator who's a little bit worried about how they're now going to be making their money on YouTube, seeing as what's been going on with the recent debacle with Patreon? Well, have no fear. For all of you who don't know, last week Patreon announced a new service fee where there'd be a larger transaction fee on donators who are donating to their favorite creators. In the past few hours, co-founder Jack Kant made a response telling everyone that the company would return to their old style. He said in his post, "We've heard you loud and clear. We're not going to roll out the changes to our payment system that we announced last week. We still have to fix the problems that those changes addressed, but we're going to fix them in a different way. And we're going to work with you to come up with specifics as we should have done the first time around. Many of you lost patrons and lost income. No apology will make up for that, but nevertheless, I'm sorry. It is our core belief that you should own the relationships with your fans. These are your businesses, and they are your fans." Now, he continues placing emphasis on Patreon that they will work with the creators and that they fully understand where they made the mistakes and that they hope to make better as time comes on. Now, you see, for many people, Patreon is a better source of income than YouTube's AdSense or ad revenue, due to the fact that YouTube is known and somewhat despised by a lot of content creators for making these drastic changes that stop people completely from making income and all this without even telling anyone or letting you know. A lot of YouTubers are still trying to figure out, hey, how come I'm not getting all this money? How come I'm getting demonetized? And YouTube's like, oh, you're getting demonetized because you're playing a violent video game. It's like, I'm playing The Sims. The only violence is my character set himself on fire in the kitchen. That's cartoon violence. Or a person like Casey Neistat. He made a video basically trying to help out he made a video trying to help out the people who were affected by the hurricanes. And this is the past. And what had happened was YouTube said, no, you can't talk about it. We're going to demonetize you. Now, everyone was a little upset, but there is a rule that basically says if you are talking about like a tragedy or anything like that, we will demonetize you. And all right, that's fine. Only issue is they don't say in the rule that there are other YouTubers like giant companies who basically are able to go around that rule and have their own ad teams and their own ads run, so YouTube can't touch them. And really nobody would know this. Nobody knew that until they started asking, hey, what is going on? How come Jimmy Kimmel is getting ads when I don't? YouTube would never actually address this in just a normal, hey, here's how our terms and services work. This is how it works for normal people. Or just small, I wouldn't say Casey's a small person, but this is just how it works. And now, especially with this whole YouTube Kids thing, Elsa Gates, ads are really bad. No, I won't say really bad. They're not as good as they were a month ago, but they're not as bad as they were 4 months ago. And for that to happen, and for something like this to happen to Patreon, where they're like, we're going to up the transaction fees. You pay your creator like $1. We're going to give you. You're going to have to pay a little bit more. The bulk of a lot of creators, patrons, are $1 to $2 donators, and this is just a little bit too much. But fortunately, it seems that Patreon does plan on going back, and they are going to work with the creators instead of doing what YouTube does. No offense to YouTube, but you really should come out and at least address to us and tell us, like, hey, here's how we're going to do it. Like, they don't even have a system for the big YouTubers. It's like, unless your video, it's a whole mess what they're doing. But I'm very happy to see that Patreon is coming back around and helping out, or helping out with their users, like up close and personal. Anyways, I'll put a link down in the description below if you want to go like send a message like, hey, because they are working with a patron, or what's the term for people? The users. They're working with the users, and they want to know what ways could they make it better for them to work with their fans. Anyway, that's all that I have for today. If you are interested, please hit the subscribe button so you can get an update on our next video. Get access to that notification gong. If this video is informative and you want to support the channel, like, comment, share with your friends and family. Once again, I'm Leo Young because I have a forgettable name and face and a voice and everything apparently. And I will gladly see you in the next one. Stay impressive.